Hi everyone, my name is Lubna Nafees and I'm from the Marketing and Supply Chain Management Department at Appalachian State University. Today I'm going to be presenting on our research that my co-authors Eva Hyatt, Neel Das, Unal Boya at Appalachian State University and Lawrence Garber at Elon University are working on. This is on organics and we have specifically focused on the Indian market. And here I'm going to briefly present our work on segmenting the Indian millennial organics consumer based on their motivation to buy. I'll start by giving a background for our research, why we chose to work with organics in India and specifically with the Indian millennial consumer. So as many of you are aware, the organics market in India is big, and more than big, it has really grown over the last 10 years very fast. If we just take an example of the food market, the organic food market in India stood at 849.5 million US dollars in 2019 and projected to grow at 2,601 million US dollars by 2025. And then there are several other product categories like cosmetics, like clothes, beauty products, which are all selling with the organic tag, and it is this organic process of the products which becomes a motivation for especially the millennials to buy these products. And again, when we talk about the millennials in India, that is a segment which we cannot ignore simply because of the spending power that they have. So they are a primary interest to our study, to us, for four reasons. And one, because Indian millennials are a huge market whose spending power is $330 billion. That is the primary driver of organic product consumption in India. They are also the largest generation in India, numbering 410 million, a quarter of the world's millennials, more than in China and more than the entire population of the US, whose millennial population is a mere 73 million. So with this kind of spending power and the sheer numbers make it a very lucrative market. The other interesting fact about India is its diversity, and that carries or extends to the millennial segment. The millennial segment in India is not a homogeneous segment. So when we talk about Indian millennials, they cannot be grouped in one. In the words of Rama Bijapurkar, basically India is made up of several small Indias. And similarly, millennials are made up of several different kinds. They vary from state to state. They vary in terms of the language they speak, their thought process. So they're really a very diverse group. And it's really hard to know because the Indian millennial population is as diverse or more so than India itself, though it has not always been presumed to be, right? So again, according to Bijapurkar, Indian millennials are a rapidly evolving, homogeneous consumer mass. As far as marketers were concerned, one mainstream size ought to have fitted most of that market. But that's not the case. And that did not happen because each one is a different group. And so that's the diversity with which the Indian millennial consumers are segmented. And it's this diversity that also interested us to find out whether they can be treated as one group or there are several. The third reason why we wanted to look at Indian millennials is this group is again more environmentally conscious. They are the ones who are born between 1981 and 1996. the post-liberalization generation, a time when the Indian economy was just opening up, not just in terms of economy and markets, but also to ideas, cultural influences, and innovation. So they're like India's aspirational generation, international in outlook, and open to new products, including organics. And the fourth reason why we are looking at the Indian millennials as consumers is again because this market hardly understands so far all the work that has been done. They have not really tried to understand the psychology of the millennial population. Most of the big brands, they treat or they want to use the same strategies that they're using in different other parts of the world, and they borrow those strategies and use it on the Indian millennial segment, but it doesn't work that way. They don't necessarily respond to the strategies that worked in US. They will not work in India. So the objective of our study is to segment the Indian millennial organic product consumers according to their respective primary motivations for buying organic products and profile each segment according to their organic product perceptions. The early attempts at segmentation divided markets according to demographic breaks. However, since the 1990s, as ever-increasing competition pushed marketers to identify and target ever more narrowly defined segments in order to maintain competitive advantage, marketers have resorted to psychographic breaks as their basis. So it's the psychographic break or that forms the basis for our paper. Our research is based on that, and that's the reason why we're looking at the motivations for buying organic products, and then profile each segment according to their organic product perceptions. The principal motivators are generally concern for health and environment. That's the two main motivations for buying organic. And then there are several other motivators which will appear every once in a while when you ask people in general. When we did a qualitative research on the topic, we conducted focus group discussions and came up with 9 motivators, which are basically health benefits, environment, just popularity, better quality, help farmers, offer spiritual benefits, offer sensory benefits, are a good value, and are convenient. So we use these 9 motivators to see, what really motivates the Indian millennials to buy organic. And then we specifically looked at product performance attributes. We ignored the product specific attributes because we were not looking at any one category like food or clothing. So we ignored product specific attributes like good taste or good fit for clothing. Instead, we focused on the more general product performance attributes that are health benefits, safe, bought by people like me, have informative labels, luxury good, trendy, sustainable, readily available, take me back to my roots, spiritual benefits, natural, affordable, and little effort to shop for. So we use these 13 organic product performance attributes and then later ran a survey to see how basically these 115 Indian millennials who regularly use organic products behave or respond, or what is their perception towards these organic product performance attributes. So for our study, we took the help of an Indian research firm, and through them we administered a Qualtrics survey to 115 Indian millennials who regularly use organic products, and we asked them to complete that survey which had questions about evaluating organic products on each of the 13 organic product performance attributes. And in general, we found that Indian millennials are generally favorably disposed to organic products. The four segments that emerged based on the primary motives, the nine primary motives that I talked about earlier, based on that, four segments emerged, and those four segments were basically offer health benefits, helps the environment, and are better quality products. And the other seven were clubbed together in what we called as others. All right, so our findings are summarized in this figure. As you can see, the four segments. So you have the health benefits, better quality products, helps the environment, and others. The biggest segment that emerged was the one with health benefits. And if we specifically look at that segment, on one side you have our natural, whereas on the other you have take me back to my roots. So the prime motivation for this segment to buy organic products is because they see them as being natural, not artificial, not chemically processed, no external fertilizers, etc. that are used in the process. So they see it as absolutely natural and rid of any artificial chemicals which can be harmful to their health. Like, for example, cosmetics. They see organic cosmetics as those which will not harm their skin, and that's one of the reasons why this particular segment would indulge in buying organic cosmetics, just to give an example. They also see this segment sees organics as something which takes them back to their roots, and this segment feels like organics was something that they initially started with until the market was flooded with packaged and processed goods. So it feels like they're just going back to their roots, and it makes them feel that they're returning to their roots, and so it contributes to their health and well-being. So that's the big segment, which is motivated by the health benefits and majorly coming from their perceiving organics as being natural and taking them back to their roots. The second segment is better quality products. In case of the better quality products, on one side, they think about or they perceive organics as luxury products, and on the other axis, it's basically they also see it as products that are bought by people like me, which is a source of pride for them. So this particular segment, their motivation to buy organics is because they are focused on quality. They are not so price sensitive. So they perceive organics as being more like a luxury purchase, but they're willing to go for it because it is basically offering them a much better quality product than when they compromise on the price. So that's also the source of pride. They feel like it's an achievement for them that they're standing or supporting quality, and so they identify as organics as something that people like me buy. So the third segment is those millennials who are very, very aware of the environment. They're passionate about the cause of the environment and contributing to the cause of the environment. So in this segment, you see that on one side it talks about the products being affordable, and on the other having informative labels. Since this segment is so rational and is so driven by how they're contributing to the environment, informative labels play a significant role in motivating this segment. So for example, if a product has a story about when they buy this product, it will help to the cause of the environment, or it'll help save water and so on, that becomes a big motivator for this segment to buy organic product. And they're also looking at affordable prices. So they are driven by what is affordable and yet what is environment friendly. So this segment's motivation is basically environment friendly and affordable products. All the others are grouped under others. So in the survey, in our findings, we find that product performance attributes like our spiritual, or motivators which are like are spiritual, are conveniently available, are safe, are trendy, are sustainable, these are all clubbed under others because they did come up in the responses, and again, as similar to the focus group discussions, where there would always be a few people who stressed on how organic products were basically spiritual. So their motivation of consuming organic was because they saw it as spiritual and safe, and also they were driven or motivated by how conveniently available the products were. So that's our segment. Those are the 4 segments that have emerged from the Indian millennial consumers, and based on these segments, the marketers can design their strategies accordingly while marketing organic products in this market. So that's a brief overview on our research. And if you have any questions or comments, please email at nafeesl@appstate.edu. Thank you again for this opportunity to present at the International Conference on Food Studies, and I do look forward to your feedback and comments. Thank you.